Mike with Virtual Tee here. And today I'm gonna play a couple holes at Meadows Golf Club in Littleton, Colorado on GSPRO. And we run our league, Virtual Tee Country Club, out of GSPRO, and we use SGT and GLS to run that. And a couple of the guys, clients and just players in the league have asked me a couple questions on how and what I look for when playing. GSPRO does have some really cool ball physics, and there are some things that you need to look out for, and just little things like in the shortcuts that might help with gameplay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a couple holes, and then I'm gonna try to get in trouble and show you some of the shortcuts and some of the tips and tricks on what to do. So let's play. So first of all, I wanna go to local match. Meadows Golf Club. I'm gonna select my guy. And so stroke play, yellow, like all this looks good. I'm gonna turn mulligans on just in case we need to do some stuff. And then one thing that's really important is this putting assist. This is usually defaults on. And I turn it off because the Uneekor does a really good job on putting. So you can putt on Uneekor, you can free putt. That's what I like to do. But if you do turn that on, then it's just straight putting and you have to aim with the mouse. So I turn that off, and I'm gonna turn the wind on so you can see the wind. And yeah, let's get ready to tee off here. Play a couple holes with you. And this is, I'm based out of Colorado Springs, so this isn't too far from me, about an hour drive north. Yeah, really fun track. But here we go. The first thing I want you to notice is the map on your right, the out of bounds, the white is out of bounds. So if you hit it out of there, you have to re-hit it from the original spot. And you have the red, which marks the hazard, over to the left. And then up here in the upper right-hand corner, this is your game menu. You can change the lighting. This is where all your shot options are gonna be, although they will appear on the left-hand side as well. Then you can do putt mode from there. There's a shortcut for that as well. And flyover, scorecard, and then shortcuts right here, which is also tab. You can toggle that on and off by hitting tab. And then these will have, they're not all of them, but a lot of these shortcuts that you can use. So that is it. So I'll hit tab to get out of that. First thing I want you to know is these arrows down at the bottom of the screen move your ball left to right on the tee box. So good to know if you have something on the right, you need to put it away on the left, you can do so. So you can do a flyover, which is shortcut O, which will give you kind of a cool little look. I'm just gonna end it right there. And then you can also use the J key, and then that's just kind of a quick flyover into, you know, wherever you're going. So that's wherever your aiming point is. So let's hit one and see what happens. And then on this, the wind's only at 0 to like 3 miles per hour, but you can see in the upper left, or the straight up on the screen is your wind. But you do want to make note of that. When you start getting into like high winds, it definitely makes a difference. Ooh, I sliced it a little bit. So this will be good because it's going to go on the heavy rough. Okay, so this is, yeah, this is really good for us. So if you look down at the bottom right of the screen, it says 1.2 degree up and 0.8 degree right. Those numbers are very small, so it's not going to affect it that much, but if those were bigger, then it would affect it. And then we are in the deep rough. So you're in the place where you don't want to be, that it's very difficult to hit out of sometimes. So if I were to, like right now, the more lofted club you hit, the less deduction you're going to have, but I'm still going to have a 20% deduction on this. So this is playing probably about 120-ish, and it's going to go straight. So I'm just going to hit it out of here, and then the deductions don't show you before you hit, but it'll show up on the left-hand part after you hit it. So you can, once you keep playing, you'll get a good idea of what it's going to do. So that was like a straight like I shanked it. So, which is fine. But you can see on the left-hand part of the screen, it says, so it took 20% off the speed and 53% off of the spin. So it's because I hit it so bad. But we'll just keep going. And so now we're at 4.2 degrees down and hardly anything left. So it is going to come out a little bit hot. And we'll go from here. So J, and then this one, I really hope they fix the grid where you can actually see the grid. But right now we have to do this yellow. So it's, you can kind of see what it's doing. So it slopes kind of down into the left a little bit. Those darker colors are typically the higher point. So I'm gonna play it a little bit. So it's coming out left and down. So I'm gonna just play it just a hair over here. Sometimes we'll just see what happens. And then 25, I'm in the rough. Okay, let's just play. Not bad. So there we are. And then putting wise, this isn't super far, but so it's 8 foot 3 inches and then 1 inch down. Usually the stimp of 11, I mean, it's going downhill, so you almost want to take 2 off. So it's almost playing like 6 feet. And it's just tapping just a hair left or right. So after the shank, easy par. So, so hopefully you learned something on that hole. Don't shank them. So I'm going to, let's just go at it again with the driver. See what happens here. And I'm looking at the wind. I just know there's no wind, so I'm looking at that. It's going left. Not really going to affect me too much. And then kind of faded that one too. Okay, so this is good. It could go. So it's not in the hazard, but it is in the heavy stuff again. So we got to try this again, and it's 7.4 degree up. So that's good. And I'm just going to go right at it, deep rough, so it's going to take a lot off again. So it's taking about 20% off. So 6, 12, so playing about 70. Let's see if I can hit one straight this time for you. And then that will pop up to the left on what it did, 81% and 53. So it took, you can see what it took off. And then putting wise, so 20 feet, 3 inches down. So it's playing like 14 feet that's what I played at. I got 12 feet to the end of, 12 feet to my screen. So I just need to kind of diet past there. Typically, I've played so much that I get used to it, and I think the putting is I think it's super realistic. I think it's awesome. God, I pushed it a hair. But it's in the gimme circle. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna just hit, and I guess I don't really need to do this, but I wanna hit kind of an errant shot I'll just hit it off to the left a little bit. And try not to go in the hazard. Okay, that wasn't as good as I wanted, but let's just say, that like I'm in jail and I don't have any tree, like I have trees, bushes, whatever in front of me. I can't get out. Super important. This is one of the most important things in sim golf is you can take a sim drop on this, which is incredible. It's awesome. And you can actually zoom out. least I thought you could. But it's not letting me zoom out. But let's just say I want to go over here. I don't know why that's not. Typically you can zoom out of that and you can put it anywhere around this circle. So I don't know, there must just be a bug or something on this, but let's just put it over here to the right. So I can press save and then I'm over here. And that's a one-shot penalty. So it's super, there we go. I don't know why it was doing it over there, but you can typically do this. There's still a few little bugs in here. But you can do this. Sometimes, like if you're over here, sometimes you can even drop it on the green. So it's always, sometimes it's helpful to use that, especially if you're playing in a league play, and it could save you a couple strokes for sure. That is very important. Another thing that, I don't know if I can show you. I don't think I can show you this. I'll try to, because I'm going to drop it. Let me drop it over here. So another thing that you can do is, I don't know if B, yeah, so B, sometimes there's like trees all around you here, and you can't see your ball or even where your ball's supposed to be. And so what you can do is you can remove everything behind the ball and B, and then that'll eliminate like a lot of the bushes so you can see the green and everything. So just keep that in mind too on that B key. And then the other thing to remember is putting. You can putt off the green. So if you're just like a yard away from the green in the fairway, you can putt that, but it defaults to chipping. So you do have to select the putt key, which is over here. There's a lot of ways to do it. You can do putt here, you can come here and go to putt mode, or you can pull up your shortcut and your putt toggle is U. So there's a lot of different ways to do that, but that's really important too, because I find myself putting off the green. Like if you have, 5 yards to the pin and you're almost on the green, typically I'll putt that. Other than that, I think that is a good intro to GSPRO and kind of what I look for. Hopefully these tips help. Feel free to reach out to me with anything else that you'd like to see, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.